Good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Being chased by a huge spider in Starfield? Ew. Sounds cool, though. So I had full intentions of streaming yesterday, just a heads up, and I ended up going to the doctor. And I do definitely have a stomach virus. So I've been fighting that really poorly, kinda. I'm not doing very well. Drinking lots of water to make up for it. So I don't get too dehydrated. But I'm gonna try. I can't go without streaming for too long, just because it's not financially viable. So I'm gonna try my best today to do my best. Put in a few hours and see how we do. But I may be, stepping away here and there. So bear with me. That's all I ask. Just bear with me. I'm gonna have some fun and play games and hang out with you guys. But just bear with me. That's all I ask. Today, we are going to check out Soulmask's new update called the Fantastic Chieftains update. It looks like there is a new dungeon arena where you actually fight hordes of enemies. So I definitely want to check that out. I'm not sure how you even get to that point, but we'll have to see if we can find it. New building stuff. I guess you can now put your warriors on a training dummy now so they learn and get smarter. So that's a cool thing. It's a bunch of new stuff. There's 2 updates since we last played, so this will be the second one. I don't think I actually played the first major update. Oh, and they also released the dev kit. So the dev kit officially came out for Soulmask. So there's actually mods now. People are starting to make mods. As you would assume, some of the first mods coming out are already anime characters that you can play in the game. People have already added very hot, tempting anime characters to play in the game. I never did get to see. I didn't see what the first update was. I'd have to go back. Oh, here it is. Major free update, evolution of masks. So the first update. Huh. Oh, I think that was the one that enhanced your player. I think that's the one that enhanced your player, so your player's not weak and worthless anymore. Yeah. Pretty sure that was like that whole update was to make your player not suck anymore. So that is a thing now. I think that was a cool additive too, because I got really sick and tired of having to turn my character over to another character just to do stuff that was higher in. Have you felt tempted? I mean, I went through the mods and looked at them. I went and peeked at them. I mean, they did pretty good in adding the anime characters. They don't look bad. Like here's one of them right here, the Damon girl. Like this can actually be a character in the game. This can be one of your characters that you walk around with. Like, this is modded already into the game. Like, how crazy is that? Like, this is your character in the game as a mod. I mean, it'd be pretty cool, honestly. They did better wells. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of cool mods already. They got a mounted griffin pack. Oh, I forgot. Who is this? This is you can play as her. I forget what her name is though. She's what was this girl's name? Naya Anima or something like that. I forget the name of the game. Hey, Two Left Feet. But yeah, they got a bunch of oh, Tifa. You can play as Tifa. This one kind of looks a little off. This one looks kind of off because it looks like one of the tribe's members, but just the clothes are changed to Tifa. So it's not like super perfect. This one I'm not going to pull up on screen because her boobs are like very much out. That one might be a little, get me in trouble. Oh, I probably shouldn't pull this one up either. Somebody made a mod for Trump. Somebody modded Trump into Soulmask. Feels weird, man. I know, right? Who the frick? What was the point of that one? Who wants to play Trump in Soulmask? All right, but yeah, we're gonna check it out for a little while. We're gonna go as long as I can. Honestly, if I feel better, you know, so be it. If I don't, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try really hard to push through today. I've had a really, really rough couple of days. I'm just gonna say that. I have had a really, really rough couple of days. I think at one point, what is today? Saturday, Friday? Yeah, I think at one point Thursday morning, I was so dehydrated. I'm still drinking water. It's just the more sick I am, the worse the dehydration gets. So probably no camera today. I don't feel camera worthy. I'm very roughed up right now. We do have a couple of things to talk about really quick. I did watch, for those of you who care, I did watch the Diablo 4 fireside meeting or whatever, dev meeting. And it was amazing as I expected it to be. They took basically everything that happened in the, I mean, we could sit and watch it. I'm okay with doing that. I might save that for tomorrow. And we'll sit down and watch it just because today I want to jump into Soulmask before I have to get off, absolutely get off. Basically the PTR came out a couple of weeks ago, and everybody's been checking out the new content, the new updates that happened to the game. And during that time, there was a lot of things that happened in the game that people were like, okay, I don't like this. Like there were things that people just expressed that they weren't interested in. That's not how they wanted it to look. Well, the fireside camp thing basically went through and covered all of it. Like they covered it all and they fixed everything that there was issues with. People acknowledged. Like one thing that people acknowledged was that the 4th tier difficulty was locked behind level 50, and people were like, no, if you're going to make us do up to 4 tiers before you go into torment, you should let us try starting out at that. Like if somebody wants to get their ass handed to them but have a very difficult gameplay at the beginning, let us have that. So they did. They made it so that the first 4 tiers are open to anyone from the moment you start your character. So a lot of things like that. There's a lot of cool stuff. They also finally announced and showed off the new dungeon. It looks phenomenal. The 4-player dungeon. So there's an actual dungeon in the game now that's going to come out called the Dark Citadel, and it's a tiered dungeon where players will fight together and up against a final multiple bosses through a massive dungeon. What was the other thing? You had the dungeon. Oh, and they showed off the seasonal content, which the seasonal content, guys, I don't know how excited you were originally for the already thousands of things that are about to happen to us on the 7th. But the seasonal content, which is going to be season 6, if you remember in Diablo 3, there was things that were called realm walkers. And realm walkers were basically an enemy that you would kill that took a lot of work to kill, and it would create a portal because it carried a portal on its back. Well, in season 6, you're basically going to unite with a group of old Herodrum. And you can tell, like, if you look at the old Herodrum that you go to the camp and you meet them, they're like all beat up and their armor's really badly destroyed. So you're going to go join the old Herodrum, and you're going to go into this realm, into a zone. So there's going to be a zone that's going to light up like greenish teal kind of. And when you go to that zone, there's a chance that you basically fight a bunch of enemies, and you're with a group, like everyone's fighting all the enemies. And then there's a chance that the realm walker will come out, and it's a giant 4-legged walking enemy that has a portal on its back. And you have to follow the realm walker while doing a certain amount of a significant amount of damage to it. And while you're doing damage to it, enemies are coming out of the portal. And when you finally clear enough enemies, the realm walker is going to take damage. And then you actually, as a group, have to take out the realm walker and knock it down into the ground so it becomes the portal. Then, once you go in the portal, you actually have an opportunity to specifically choose a path inside that portal for your group. So there's like 6 or 8 different paths you can go. I think one is like fighting for blacksmithing materials. One is fighting for gear. One is fighting for money, like just straight up cash. But there are all these like significant pillars that you can choose from, like as if you were creating a roguelite kind of fight. Once you choose your system, then you and your group of 4 go into the portal, and you're going to fight your way through a very significant sized dungeon. At the very end, you have to kill a boss, and then a treasure chest is going to come out. That treasure chest is going to hold whatever you chose as your direction to go in that thing. And so when you're doing this, you're basically also gaining experience towards the Herodrum, which is the clan that's going to be you're working for in the seasonal. And this is all on top of the new expansion. This is on top of the new dungeon. This is on top of the new systems that are in play. So a lot of stuff is going to be available for us. It's going to be, I'm already seeing YouTube videos on top of YouTube videos of people that are like, Jesus, this may be the coolest looking expansion / season of any video game ARPG that's ever been released. Like they're already saying it's going to be better than this last update for Path of Exile, which actually was a pretty awesome update. So I hope it is, significantly better, because I'm a Diablo fan. So So on the 7th, I'll be joining whoever wants to join me, and we're going to be doing some Diablo. Other than that, I'll probably watch the video on stream tomorrow when we start up. We'll sit down and break down that video and watch it together, and I'll go into more detail on some of the cool stuff that's coming for the expansion / new updates to Diablo. And I think it'll be fun. I'm excited. I think most people that are already playing Diablo are in the guild, our community guild. So I think it'll be really fun to play together and do dungeons and check out all the new stuff. I wonder if it saves it. Does it not save it? Oh shit, it doesn't? I thought it would definitely save it. Huh. Yeah, it didn't save my info. I gotta go back and do it again. Give me 1 second. Did I pin it? I don't think I pinned it this time. Hang on 1 second. There it is. Set it to a pin. There we go. Okay, I found it. So this is a community server, by the way. So if anybody else is interested, I know a lot of people are already overwhelmed with lots of games. Not a big deal. I'm just checking it out. It is available for the community. It is in the community section, I believe. I did put it under Soulmask. I did put it under Soulmask. Good morning.
Morning.
I didn't even know you were already in here.
Yeah, I snuck in. I saw you go live with Soulmask, and I hopped in here.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I'm only gonna be around a couple more hours because I need to get a little bit more sleep than I have been. It's gonna be a long couple of days coming up, and I don't wanna go into those long couple of days only having like 5 to 6 hours of sleep each night.
What's going on? What do you got going on? Silent Hill or something?
I want to do Silent Hill, and I also want to do Diablo with you.
Oh, on the 7th? You got, what, 3 days for that? So it's the 7th at, I want to say 4 p.m. PST. So for you, it'd be 7 p.m.
I think Silent Hill comes out.
Okay, so Monday night.
I'm more than likely dropping the extra 10. If I don't get a key, I'm dropping the extra $10 to get the early edition of the game.
How was the new race truck game? How was the new map?
I only played like 2 or 3 hours, but it's pretty. It's fun too. I actually bought the vehicles. The Earth Roamers feel really good.
Okay, that's cool. I wonder why I don't have any sound. I got some issues here.
Do we have a base already?
Yeah, it's on the lake. The same spot.
By
Not the far
the
one, the
copper
short
mine?
one. The short lake. The early lake. There's no way I could have made it to the copper mine just setting up. It's way too early to go past the snakes.
At least now we know that like cities in this game don't really work unless they fix the pathing.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
They only do workbench shit within the bonfire.
For some reason I'm having issues here. I got my proper sound set up.
I feel like something updated because Bodus was having some interesting sound things yesterday, but not like issues per se. Like all of a sudden, all of his sound bites sounded extra high quality for some reason.
Yeah, I don't have any game sound.
And on top of that, his thing was doing the thing where his clips wouldn't have Discord audio in it.
The hell do I not have game sound? What the hell?
Is it piping out the right? Like you don't personally have it? Is it piping out? Is the game piping it to the right thing?
Yeah, it shows Roadcaster. Oh, I see what it is. Looks like last time I played it, I turned Soulmask all the way down. There we go. It was just me turning it down. I think I turned it down last time I played it.
Why am I getting my ass kicked so much?
I think it's on hard. No, I don't know. I don't think I did that for the... No, that's right. I did not do that this time. I turned it down this time. Not sure why you're getting your ass kicked.
Game is just hard. I forgot.
All right. Yeah, it is hard. It is a hard game. I'm actually looking forward to checking out that Horde mode. So apparently there's a new ancient dungeon in the world that we can find, and it should be able to be accessed pretty early on. It's not like a really late game thing. And you go in as a team and you have to fight hordes of enemies, like basically like oncoming enemies, and then there's like a boss in between each round or whatever. It's really cool.
That's neat.
Also, I don't know if you remember, but there was an update in August, and that was the one that made it so your player character isn't as weak anymore.
I don't remember that one at all. I know it happened. I just don't remember what it was because we never did it.
Yeah, so it made your player character super strong. You can play your player character, I think, now. You don't have to be worried about it.
The only thing I remember seeing is I believe you can make portals now without having to beat the third boss.
Oh, I like that idea.
I don't know if that was a server setting or not though.
What changes have happened or things that have been added? I love this game. When it dropped, I haven't been back. Yeah, we did a pretty significant amount of time on this game when it first released.
We didn't even get that far.
Yeah, I think we got to the second boss. Or did we get the second boss?
We did the second boss. Me and
I did it after the fact by myself. Zeus took me, I think, to do it by myself.
Me and Zeus did the frog, and it's not that bad. What lake are you at? I keep dying trying to find you.
Just the one that we always build at every single time, the very first lake. Literally, I'm at our same exact spot.
Blake, we've always built that as the copper mine.
No, you're thinking of the second point. This is the first point before we go down to the copper mine.
I don't remember that
It's the
lake.
place where I built with Cream and Burke.
Is it by the mysterious ruins?
Ancient ruins. Well, the mysterious
you're over
ruins.
there. I'll just go. I see you on the map. I see you on your map. I'll go over there.
I don't think I made a sickle. Damn it, I need to make a sickle really quick.
I doubt I'll get one for either Metaphor or freaking Silent Hill, but like it is kind of a large week. Because I want to do Diablo, because seeing you get excited for Diablo is getting my ass excited. Silent Hill, which is getting 9s and 10s across the internet right now.
Yeah, I saw your post. I never knew really like I never was
played
in
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, I was never like I'm just not I've never been a guy that plays horror games. And it's not because I choose to not play horror. Oh, I turned off durability, by the way. That was my first thing. I was like, no durability, not worth it. Your server gonna be up well? Yeah, so the way I do my community servers and have been for a while now is I leave them up until absolutely no one is playing for a while, and then I just take it down because I can't afford to have more than one server. I get a free server from the company, from G Portal. They give me a free server to like whenever I want to play something. But if I leave something for like months and months and months and nobody's playing on it, then it's benefiting no one basically. Like we might as well just switch it to like a game we're gonna play, you know? So it'll be up until no one's playing on it, and then I'll remove it basically, or take it down for another game.
I'm interested to see this abiotic factor Halloween update. I think
y'all will definitely love that.
I think they're adding an entire Halloween realm, a Halloween portal world.
Nice.
For the Halloween update.
I just couldn't get into that game for some reason. I could not get into it. And it was like weird that no one wanted to watch it. That was the strangest thing to me. Like I couldn't get like more than like 60 people to watch me play that game. It was so weird.
I'm either tempted because I haven't done any of Crush Depth. I'm probably gonna start a new play. Actually, my plan is to wait until Baron starts it up, which more than likely will probably be in. I'm hoping the Halloween update.
Where do I make tools?
I got up for DayZ today. There was some wild shit that happened in DayZ.
What was it?
Baron's character has amnesia and got picked up by the Cherno Police Department, so he thought he was a police officer. And they freaking I actually got with the admins and we set up a little thing on my side where we our North Point, the people from North Point, I was the lead, I became team lead, and we led an assault on the Cherno police station to try to kidnap him.
Nice.
And bring him back, and we did it. We got him and brought him back, and then completely unscripted, somebody in the group fucking turned, knocked us all out, and rescued him, and brought him back to the police station.
And this was you trying to save Baron?
Baron, yeah, trying to save him and to get his memory back because he has amnesia and he thinks he's a police officer. And the whole thing happens where, and then me and Kiera get into one of the people on the server get together, and we go into the police station before they get back, and we're like, fuck it, we're gonna ambush him. And we ambush him,
Damn.
and I get knocked out, I get killed, knocked out, and freaking handcuffed, and they take me out in the forest to dig my own grave, and freaking Creepy, one of the characters, comes out, and Baron's like, all right, show me how much you want me to get my memories back. Beat the shit out, kill Creepy with the shovel. So I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry, Creepy, and I fucking beat him to death with the shovel, and all of a sudden, he comes back, he's like, all right, we need to go. And like, to me, it looked like he got his memory back, because he looked like he got his memory back, because he started saying teammate names, and we fucking
Basically, it sounded like his memory was back at that point.
Yeah, we get into a helicopter, and we take off, and he goes, I'm so glad you got me, Hugo. And here's the crazy part. So the boss, Baron's actual character, calls me Tex. The police officer calls me Hugo, and I was like, oh my god. I stand up, 1 second, process it. It took like a second to process it, and I turn around and I scream, and he mows everybody down on the fucking helicopter, and the helicopter crashes, and that was the end of the night. So it's like, part of me is like, oh, I think he's got split personalities now.
Oh no. Yeah, it sounds like he's got something wrong.
It was fucking great. I'm in front of your house, by the way.
Are there any quality of life mods out yet? Not that there are a few, but nothing that I've seen that I need right now. So they did a huge quality of life update. Multiple updates of quality of life have changed things, but the one thing that I can tell you for sure is I believe the first update that came in August made it so your player character's not super weak anymore. So you can actually do a lot of stuff. They originally were going to make this game about how your player character... You're not out in front of my house, by the way. I'm standing in front of it.
It says this is your house.
Are you on a different server? Wait, can I add you to the clan from like not being here? Is that a thing? Here, clan.
I'm in your base right now.
All I see is Centauri. Oh, there you are. You didn't come out.
I was on the other side.
All right, so how does this work again? Do I have to do a tribe or a clan? I think clan was search for tribes, tribe event, apply to join, create. There we go. Whoa, game doing weird stuff. Oh, it actually crafted it because it hit enter. The
tribe name.
There, you should have access now. Yeah, there's the game itself made so many improvements to quality of life stuff. It's just unreal. Like if you go through and read all the updates, there was tons of quality of life. But one of the things, the original thing was they wanted to make the game about the mask, which it still is. But their original plan was to make your character that you start with just a throwaway. But so many people complained and said they were putting so much effort into their character and they didn't like it, that they basically powered up your character a little bit more. So he's not weak anymore.
I'm assuming you still have to do other dudes.
Oh, the whole system is, you got to go read about all the stuff. They changed all of the systems, like the random generating of what's the word I'm thinking of? You know how they randomly generate perks?
Stats, perks, and traits?
Yeah, like all of that stuff is reworked. So like it's way better. Yeah, I've already been doing a lot of hunting. I did tons of hunting the other day. So we have a lot of bone and stuff to make bone tools. When I should be able to make bone tools now. So I'll be making those for everybody. Also, this server is higher EXP rates.
I can tell.
So you won't have to like grudge through the beginning again.
Well, how high is it?
It was a 4, which I think it's out of 5, so it's pretty high. No, 3 out of 5. So it shouldn't be like horrible to try. God damn, I'm getting ambushed by every one of these tapers. Coming out of nowhere. Yeah, basically we'll just get us geared ASAP and we'll try and get the resources to kill the saber-tooth boss pretty early. Like, let's try and like get that done today. And then we could definitely, like, I want to get us to the point where we're right back into doing the frog boss, like, you know, as soon as possible. And then we'll be like, we'll be caught up basically. Only thing we're going to be missing is our town, but I don't think that ever worked.
It didn't because like the NPCs, it's too far away. I'll see how I'm feeling in the next like 2 hours, but like I said, I want to try to get some like actual sleep tonight, today, instead of like waiting till like 2 or 3 and then sitting in bed until like 5 and then going to bed and then sleeping 4 hours and being like, hey, I'm good to go, and then.
Well, what do you have to do tonight?
Nothing. I just want to get like 10 hours of sleep.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that if you don't have any plans tonight.
No,
because the next thing I would do is play this tomorrow, probably, if we like what we're doing.
I just start, like I said, I start at 2 a.m. now. 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Oh, so you're okay. You're going way before me now.
Which is good. As long as I get plenty of sleep, I feel great going from that to your time. I've been really liking the time slot. I just kind of messed up a little bit of sleep, and I need to get a little bit of that back, so I'm like good to go again, because I was able to go like friggin' for like 2 weeks straight. I was able to do like 12-hour streams every day.
Nice. As long as it's not hurting you.
No. I've just been tired, but that's why I need to get a little bit extra sleep today. So I'm gonna be up for another like 2 hours or so. I need to get stone stuff.
All the resources are in there.
I thought you could craft from tables.
It's the workers that do that. You set a trigger. You gotta go get yourself a worker from the first spot. Remember, your workers will craft from tables. Because they'll go get the resources, take it to the table, and make it for you.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, so what you'll do is go get a worker. So you want to go tame one from like the mystical or the Mythsterous ruins. I can go there and help you if you want.
Well, I need to get a weapon first. I need to just get myself.
I can make bone weapons if you want me to make you one. You just gotta tell me what you're interested in. You want to do dual blades again?
No, I do spear.
Spear? Okay, I gotta see if I can learn spear. Knowledge and technology. I should be in the bone tools now. Okay, no, I can do bone tools. Bone. Okay, beast bone weapons. Here we go. Click to learn. Confirm. So I can make the weapon crafting bench now. And then the beast bone spear. Here you go. I learned it for you. And then I'm gonna try the dual blades this time instead of the hammer. All right, so now what we got to do is we got to make the weapon bench. What is the weapon bench under? Crafting, craftsman bench, building workshop. Where do I find the weapon bench? Is that made it at the building bench?
I think so, yeah.
Here it is, weapons crafting bench. I'm gonna set that to Q. And I'm gonna tell Centauri to just work on that table. Damn it. I don't remember how to access the, Oh, tribesman work. Found it. Can you just say anything, or does it have to be specific?
I have no idea.
Because it's not adding it to my list. Operate workbench, building workshop, weapon crafting bench. But it's not adding it over here. Operate workbench, building workshop. I thought you could just do anything that happens on that. Couldn't you just tell them to operate workbenches? Workshop collection. Yeah, I thought you could have said. I thought you could just tell them to work on any workbench. Building workshop.
You have to assign them.
Building workshop. No, weapon crafting bench. Save work. Oh, and then you go over to the bench and tell them. Appoint caretaker. There we go. I remember now. Thank you. And she should actually work on that, right? Morning. She's not working. I don't know what the hell to do. It's been a little while. Yeah, she is definitely not working. I don't know what I've done wrong. I haven't got her to work since I started playing over here.
Are you not appointing the caretaker as a caretaker?
Well, I told her to work on all workbenches. Tribesman work. Okay, she lost her job now. She didn't have it anymore.
I appointed her as a caretaker on the workshop.
Yeah, that's what I did. She just won't get up. Do they have to be fed? Oh, she's in a bad mood. Oh, we're not feeding her.
I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah, didn't they have to have a food table? How do I make a food table? Wait, let me see if that's something I gotta learn in the... Yeah, I just gotta remember everything. It's been so long. Oh god, I don't even know what to look under. Like, what system has the food table? Probably just food? Food processing? No. Firefly wall lamp. God, I can't remember where you find the food table. You have to put food in your inventory till you can get the table? Okay, let me try that.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I got myself a stone spear though. Managed to
I'm
make
gonna
one.
make you a good one. I just gotta get the table. Alright, she's eating. Man, this is hard. I don't remember how to do this. I did this for months and I don't know how to do it. How do you improve their mood? Okay, she looks to be feeding herself now. I need water, by the way. Wow, she will not work. Hey, Staggy, good morning. Okay, so it definitely looks like she will not work. It says she will not work. She's in a bad mood. How do I give her... I need to give her... I guess just the food alone is going to be a little while. Wasn't there something about a bed too or something? Wasn't bed a thing too? Floor mat. Yeah, that's it. Floor mat. I don't remember how to make those though. Do you guys remember where you make those? What that system is under? There's bed. Grass mat. There it is. Thatch and rope. I think vine makes thick rope. It's been so long. Holy shit. Oh, did I not pull the thick rope out? Oh, it looks like I never learned it. Classification buildings. There it is. Gonna take us a minute to get back into it. Get on back, boys. Get on back. The hell? The hell? Oh. It's going up. All right. While that does that, I'm just going to go ahead and craft the workbench because she's lazy. Because she's lazy. So to get that done, I need planks, handles, and ropes. So we need a... What do we need to make planks? That's the carpenter bench. When you're in craft menu and tab, if you double click on it, it'll directly redirect you to the technology. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, what else do we need? Uh, 10 more planks and 3 leather rope. I can actually do the leather rope really quick. Oh, leather rope. Let's just do 10 of those. Hopefully she doesn't hate life in a few moments. Maybe she'll work for me eventually. Sedentary. All right, and then I just need 10 more planks. So it does look like we auto craft from the table. It just looks like it grabs the resource for you. Which is awesome. I didn't know that. All right, I should have everything we need. Weapon crafting bench ready to go. Hey, Drehorn, you played with this before on this one, didn't you? This is one of the games you were into. I think I remember you playing this with me. So I need hardwood handle, and thick rope. Are you happy yet? Will you actually work now? Okay, she's managing tables now. What did I say? I need hardwood handles. Craft 10. And then I needed thick rope. Hey, Demios. All right, then thick rope I need. Now I should be able to make bone bow stuff. Bone stuff. Yeah, there we go. Bone. Wait, why can't I make the bone spear? Oh, beast bone spear. Here it is. All right, how is she able to craft? What? How do I see what their stats are? Like what they're good at crafting? Oh, it's in the tribe, isn't it? Tribe. Clan. Okay, see what she's good at. Determined, powerful attack.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Okay, she's crappy at crafting, so she's not worth my time.
Wow, don't talk like Miss Century about that. Don't
Shit,
talk shit about Miss
yeah,
Century.
yeah, she ain't worth it. All right, making the bone spear. I don't know if my first one's gonna be better than a gray, but we'll have to deal with that. I got some really awesome rolls on my stone tools.
They're actually adding apparently they're adding a system like this to the new Factorio thing. I know
Nice.
that's not your type of game, but like, for someone like me, they're adding like rarities and shit to crafting modules and stuff.
Be cool for you guys. I'll be heavy into Diablo.
Well, it comes out at the end of the month, so.
What does?
The Factorio thing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. I'm gonna try and do Diablo for a while. I'm gonna be making 2 characters, a druid and a spirit, the spirit guy.
I'm gonna try the spirit thing.
Well, everybody is. Every single person that streams is gonna make one of those first, probably. It'll be very unlikely that people won't try it. So at first, the first week I think is going to be really hard playing that character because everyone's going to be playing it. But once you get a build down or you switch to a different character, I think that'll be better for our channels. I just definitely want to try it. I saw that the centipede, if you go just centipede, you don't add it to a second spirit. You can literally like build an insane poison build with healing, because there's like spec points into it that you can do that give you healing off of your poisons. And man, it is insane the amount of poison you can spread. All right, I got you a green bone spear. Here you go.
Man, I'm coming. Gotta get bandages too.
There should be in the medical section. Yeah, there's 35 of them I made.
Yeah, so it turns out my luck doesn't just isn't just, isn't just, central to the trading card game simulator.
Yeah, I read the little post you did.
I was flabbergasted all night.
Like, do you know that for a fact that's how that works? Like it.
Yes. The odds of pulling an S rank in ZZZ is like 0.6%.
That's
And
crazy.
then I pulled 3 A ranks with it. And then I didn't post it, but I pulled the freaking like the little minion helper characters. I pulled an S rank on the first try directly after that.
Damn.
I I literally was
So
like, I'm
you're
gonna
pretty
log
much gonna
on.
stay on there for like play that for a while.
No! No! If I play it, it's just to save up Polychrome for 1.3 because they're releasing a Biker Boy S rank character that is extremely cute that I want to roll for when that comes out. But that's not for like 2 months.
Biker
But like,
boy.
I literally was like, I'm gonna just, for the hell of it, I'm gonna boot up ZZZ, gonna see what's new, and then I'm gonna go lay in bed. I boot it up. It's like, oh, here's all the polychromes from the mail and all of our bullshit. They're like, okay, 1,000 polychromes, cool. That's your roll currency. And it's like, okay, I have 2 spins from events, extras. It's like, all right, I have enough for a 10 spin. Let's just see what happens. S rank, A rank, A rank, A rank, and then the rest were B's. And I'm like, okay, fuck off. People were mad at me because I first tried pulled the banner, the main character for that period.
That's crazy.
People were like,
So
I
what
wish
other
it
games
was
can
me.
you? What other games can you do that in?
Give me some with polls and we'll find out.
Should do more pulls on stuff.
Let me craft in this game.
You could try.
Let me do the crafting. Purple, purple, yellow, red, purple.
You could try it for sure. I would be down. So I need planks. Let's see. Required materials. Is it bed
I'll go get wood.
or? Yeah, so it would be thatch, rope. Thatch. And then, oh, I can make that in my hand. Just trying to remember all the materials and stuff.
There's a lot. It's hard to remember myself being so tired. I'll probably be more coherent for it tomorrow. I'll remember it all.
That's a disturbing looking character. It's just a normal bald dude. He's not even that crazy. The masks are just crazy. It's like those commercials where you walk around with the fake smile paper on the stick in front of you. Remember the depression med commercials?
Oh my god. I kind of
That's what the mask is. What was I looking for? Okay, so I have the rope. I have the... Hang on, what am I missing here?
But do you have these nuts?
I do not have these nuts. Okay, so now I need planks, which I think are here. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely broke something in the game because she will not work. She just says she's unhappy and won't work. And I gave her a grass mat and gave her food, and she's still not happy. I don't know how much they changed the happiness system, but it sucks to not have a worker that'll work for you. Yeah, if you hover over her, you can see that her mood's 426. Do we know what the the mood has to be to work? Do we remember?
I don't even remember that being a thing. Got her. Fixed her.
Oh, it's just the wrong table I was putting her on?
I don't know. I just tried to...
Well, she's assigned to this one, too.
No, I took her off of it.
Oh.
I'll put her on it then, and let's see what happens. There she goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
No, she's working now. She just didn't.
I know. I just don't know why it's doing this. Like, why it's being this way. All right, we need 2. Let's see. How much bed is there?
There she goes.
Wait, I grabbed the planks. Where the hell did they go?
She probably got them on her.
Oh, did she put them away for me?
Oh, she's put them. Yeah, she puts them away. Remember?
There we go. Now I can make a bed. Can you hug her? Oh, that'd be kind of cool. If they had like a system where you could give hugs or like make them feel better by their morale. Although I think morale also comes up with sleep, so maybe putting this bed down, she'll be happier. Also, hi, Robo. So I need awareness 15 to get to the quality assessment. Once I get the quality assessment, I'll be able to scan. But 15 is 2 more levels away, so I'm gonna have to murder some shits. All right, do you need a tame?
We can go get one, yeah.
All right, we'll go over here to the we'll hit the ancient ruin, or the not the ancient ruins, but the mysterious ruins. It's this way, right? We're going the right way. Yeah, we're going the right way. Oh, I thought my game crashed. What is that? Is that a chupacabra? Oh, turkey. It's a turkey in the woods.
El chupacabra. Oh yeah, I need shields. I forgot about that.
Shields?
I forgot. I need a shield for spear.
Oh, yeah. We gotta get you a shield. All right, I think we're at the spot here. So there should be some dudes. Oh, ow. Damn, doggy. All right, here we go. There's a 6 and a 2, so you're gonna probably want that 6. You want to pull him, right? Nice attack. Hey, why are you attacking me? Oh, you killed him. Thought you were gonna tame him.
Yeah, might be a good point. I'm also really tired, so I'm probably gonna stop in like an hour and then get some sleep, and then I'll be around in the morning. I'm hoping that I get over that sleepy bump, because that always happens, where it's like I'll get tired
Did you
for like
kill
an
him?
hour.
Why'd you kill him? I thought you were gonna tame them.
I haven't played this game in so long, I forgot how to do that.
I thought you get their health low and then you siphon them with the neck at the neck or whatever. Grab them with your hand.
There's a 9 right here.
Yeah, just don't kill it.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
That was an accident. I tried to pull back in time.
Oh shit! You took my stuff. I deposited mine in there accidentally instead of taking. Yeah, I think you just took all my stuff.
I've got the crystals. I don't.
I deposited mine into it instead of taking them out.
I'll give them back. I need the green crystals though. I need to get the thing here.
Oh, there's another chest out here. I think you took my other ones though. I deposited them and didn't.
I have your sunstones. I grabbed them as you put them in.
Yeah, because I deposited them instead of taking them.
What's going on with the server?
Are you okay? Did his stream go down or something?
I'm back. My internet died.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think your character just like sat down.
I apologize. My internet shat out.
Shatty shats.
There's still no favorite list for this?
I didn't see one. I thought you could like put it to the top of the list originally, but I couldn't remember how that worked. Yeah, I don't know how I accidentally deposited all my stuff in there.
No, I accidentally grabbed them when I was grabbing it, so I've got them. I need the green crystals to activate the shrine. I'm good. Here you go. Wait, how do I drop stuff?
I think you can put it in this chest.
Oh, there we go. I dropped it. It's right here.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That was really weird. I'd never seen that before. I didn't know you could actually deposit into a treasure chest. All right, there's another one north of us. To the right. So we just got to go this way. Right here. I think this is the way to some of the higher ones too, better ones. A monkey. Monkey.
Monkey.
I can't remember exactly what key to press. Oh, you don't like the monkeys, do you?
What are we doing?
You were killing a monkey. You were murdering.
Monkey.
The worst murdering ever. Monkey killing. No, what I was saying is I think you have to press a button. Let's see here. First step of recruiting a tribesman: when you attack a barbarian and reduce their HP to low enough level, they'll be too weak to resist your masked, intimidating presence.
Oh yeah, no, I remember now. Once you get it low enough, you just press E. That's what I was trying to do, but I forgot the spear attack can overkill.
Oh, I went the other way. Jesus gosh. Goodness lordness. We need to go north. Oh, there's a riverbank. Good old riverbank. Damn you, turkey. Damn you, turkey. Speaking of turkey, it's almost Thanksgiving again.
Oh God.
Sounds of beautiful, heavenly Thanksgiving.
The sooner Thanksgiving comes, the closer we get to the Sonic movie.
Oh, true, true. You get to watch your Sonic movie.
Probably the most excited I've ever been for a movie.
You should, like, film yourself, like, going to the movie.
I might.
Do, like, a little, like, TikTok or a Twitch clip of it. Just be like, I'm going to see it. It's finally here. It's so close.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, guys, I got out of the movie theater. Walk up to the ticket counter. I'll take one for Sonic 3 again, please.
I'll take another one. All right, we gotta go this way, I think. Climb this hill.
I honestly hope I get a good theater for that one. I want a theater where when the final battle happens and fucking if Live and Learn actually starts playing in the final battle, I want people in that theater to start clapping.
What if they start clapping their cheeks, though?
I'll start clapping my cheeks.
Just slap, lap, 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 lap. You know what I mean? Like cheek clapping up there at the Sonic movie.
I'll be clapping them cheeks.
All right, we got a 5. We got a 5. Got a 5. There's
On
2
it.
8s. There's 3 8s over here.
On it.
Oh, they're both coming for you. You want me to kill one?
Finally, I got him.
Nice. He's got 5 on the Hennessy, like Seagrams. Oh, I didn't even to hit you. Did I kill him?
No.
Oh, he has cups. Little cups to drink. Little sippy cups. You should be able to get the one inside now.
I mean, it's only the thing is only in each one of the things.
No, I mean, go
can't
get your
explain it.
crystals inside.
I already got the thing for it.
No, the box right here, the crate with crystals in it for you, for your levels. The supply chest. Or you just want me to grab them?
I'm coming. I forgot the crystals are needed for mask stuff.
Ask me about my wiener.
That was a good. I remember that movie. That's a good movie. Was that accepted?
Was a good movie.
That was accepted, right?
Yeah, I think so.
With the fake college. It's like, I can blow stuff up with my mind.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good one. All right, we're gonna start working our way back.
Get this thing back, put it on the bed, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed because I'm starting to fall asleep in my chair. Turns out, 5 hours of sleep is not enough. Even if you wake up feeling like you've had 8 hours of sleep, it's not enough. It wears off real fast.
Yeah, I got you. Ask me about my waiter. I kind of want to jump off here and use my glider.
I'll probably... Do you get a glider in this game?
No, it's because of playing TNL.
Yeah. Did Tangent ever get his sword?
I don't know. I'm not done playing that. I just can't play it on stream.
I can't either. I legitimately can't. Like, that last time we played, I had one viewer for 5 hours.
Yeah, I don't think people like watching MMOs as much as they like playing them. Like, even Burke was like at 900 viewers, I think, when he was playing. It's just it's a sad reality when it comes to MMOs. Like, people will play them, but they don't really want to watch you play them because they're just a kind of game where it's not conducive to watching someone play, I don't think.
I joked, I was like, I'll watch me get it after Cletus leaves. I'll get it this time, and I ended up getting it.
Oh man, he had to be really let down.
I was like, I'm so sorry, Tangent. I don't know why I keep getting your stuff.
Well, it's not you getting his stuff. You're just getting a random roll on your roll. And those are the items available to the game. I ended up doing like 5 hours yesterday of doing the crypt, the shadow crypts. And holy shit, dude, I got an epic from a random drop. And then I ended up doing 5 of the quests. So the contract quests, I did 5 of them back to back inside there. So the whole time I'm getting like blue and purple crystals to like use for crafting. But I end up getting a random ring drop for a epic. And then I had 5 completed quests, and all the Shadow Crypt quests give you that pouch that you can open for a chance at a epic. And I got another epic from that, so I'm like only missing like 4 epics to be fully epic down.
I've got like 3 down here right now, but I have no access. I have like 1 blue accessory, and I still need to get at least a better cape because I've still got the starter cape.
Yeah, I got a purple cape. That was what I got from the chest, or one of those pouches was a purple
Which one
cape.
was it?
I can't remember what it's called. Something shadow
I,
something or.
I swear to God, if you got the bile soaked cape,
No, that's not what it was called. I don't think.
because that's got like stuff conducive to exactly what my build is.
It's a fun game. It definitely is a really neat game. And we haven't even seen the freaking large scale battles yet, which is supposed to be pretty neat. Oh, Jesus, I'm almost dead. I did not see that happening. That wasn't on my bingo card.
That bed down.
Yeah, I put a bed down for us.
I want to throw him on that bed. I'll pick him up later tonight. I'll pick him up from the date later tonight. With the date with the bed.
Bed date.
Bed date. Alright. I'm gonna go get some sleep so I can fix my, like,
So you can play some more DayZ tomorrow.
I'm gonna make sure I'm wide awake for y'all tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not worried about it. It's no stressing on my end. Why is she not sitting on a freaking grass pad? What a butt.
Well, she ain't sitting her butt on that right one.
Did you give him a bandage?
Why?
Isn't it? Don't you have to give him a bowl of soup and a bandage?
I don't have soup.
Oh, I think I do. Hang on, let me put him down. Wait, why did it take him off the bed? Like, how do you access his inventory? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you have to give him a bandage, and then you want to use the bandage on him. So it'll heal him up, and then you want to put a bowl of soup in his tummy. How do you split a... There we go.
Split a what?
There you go. You should be good now.
Alright, thank you. I'll pick him up later tonight when I wake up.
All right. See you tomorrow.
I'm gonna hop on. I'll see you later.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Love you, dude. I'll see you later.
Peace. Thank you for the raid. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm almost strength 15, which is like kind of a turning point. Kind of a turning point when you get to 15 strength. we go. See if I can get any good rolls. Get a good roll, you know what I mean? Roll it good. I want to check out that card game Burke played too. I downloaded it and got the Twitch drops for the packs. I guess there's a new Warhammer card game. You guys are quiet today. You guys all playing different games today? What games are you guys playing right now? Playing Aura. Nice. Throne and Liberty. Yeah, I want to play Throne and Liberty on stream, but it just seems so bad for me. Like, I couldn't get more than like 50 people to watch me yesterday or the other day. MMOs are just really hard to hit. Hey, Centauri, good morning. I guess I could jump on there. Are you guys high enough level to do raid dungeons yet? Like community people? Oh, I could do some tools too, I think. You're level 23? Oh, yes, you got a little ways to go. Yeah, I went to the doctor, Centauri. I actually do have a stomach bug. It has been a really rough couple of days. I'm actually hanging in there like a rusty fish hook right now. Need one more wooden handle. Yeah, I was just telling Chad about it this morning. Maybe we could watch that for a little bit, actually. We could take a break and watch that for a little while. I'm actually really loving. I had a blast watching that. I mean, honestly, Centauri, everyone's so fucking excited right now. Anyone who loves ARPGs, like if you go on YouTube right now and you search like Diablo stuff, like everyone is so fucking excited right now. I just hope you get enough time to play. Like, I know you're always so busy. I'm sorry to hear that stomach stuff is the worst. Dude, I have been fighting this bug for a week now. I am so burned out on bad stomach feelings. Whoa, it made 2 of them. Interesting. I think I need to make a toolbox. That's one thing I don't have. So I have weapons and then armor, but I don't have a toolbox. Okay, I can only make a small wooden chest. Where's the large wooden chest? I believe large wooden chest is going to be locked behind strength 15. So I got to go kill some stuff before I can get the chest. We can go check out the scout over here. I know there's 2 scouts. There's a scout in the rainforest here and a scout over here. So I'll probably just turn and go. Is it east or west? This way, okay. Oh, hang on. Before I do that, I'm going to make a bowl of soup because I am actually starving right now. I haven't eaten much since my stomach issue, and I am dying for just anything to eat right now. So give me 1 second. Then we're going to watch the Diablo video too. Actually, you know what? Let's do that now. We'll take a break from this. Oh, when you later. Okay, that was really loud. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Vessel of Hatred is the next big chapter in the story of Diablo 4. When we last left off, we had defeated Lilith, and Neyrelle was sailing south with Mephisto's soul.
So this is not the actual update. This is just a pre-video. But it gives me time to go get some soup.
Found the will to fight, challenging the primeval every step of the way. In this expansion, we follow their path as Neyrelle seeks salvation from Mephisto and searches for a way to banish him back to the Abyss.
As we wrap up Diablo 4, there has been a huge battle in Hell between Inarius, the Cathedral of Lights, and Lilith and all of her demons.
Throughout this entire campaign in Diablo 4, you're basically trying to defeat Lilith, so you team up with people like Neyrelle, who's this young, eager character, and then you've got Laura, who is this sort of wise drunk. He was the Herodrim, so he brings this rounded, old-school thinking. He ends up being the catalyst of the group.
Inarius believed that if he killed Lilith, he would be accepted again by heaven. So he went after Lilith. He actually stabbed her, and heaven did not take him back. And he had this moment of, I've been wrong this entire time, and she used that against him and ended up killing Inarius. Her goal was to devour her father, Mephisto, and we ended up actually stopping her. And so even though she was defeated, she kind of gave us a warning of, I was the only one that could actually save you from Mephisto.
Neyrelle is left with the Soul Stone, and she decides to take the essence of Mephisto and trap him into the Soul Stone.
Lorath is still with us and is going to try and help us find information on where Neyrelle went.
And so we leave off with her sailing.
All right, I'll be
south
right back.
with
I'm
the
gonna make
stone,
some
telling
soup
you,
while
"Do
this
not
goes."
follow. The world might need you." And over time, things start to unfold, and you realize that Neyrelle cannot do this alone. And so you start your search for her. When we pick up in Vessel of Hatred, the Cathedral of Light is kind of in disarray.
It became a bit fractured with the death of Inarius, so there was a bit of a split with the Cathedral of Light afterwards.
This created an opening for a whole new sect to rise up and take things into their own hands. And so you end up with a militant wing of the church that is the Burnt Knights. Burnt Knights are led by Yurvar, a survivor of Hell. He's uncompromising. He feels that he's final judgment and that he's going to make better decisions for the church.
They battled in Hell, and now they're on this manhunt for Neyrelle and for Lorath. They want them to pay for their crimes, and they think that they should be the ones that have a say in what happens to Sanctuary.
Mephisto is the Lord of Hatred. He's probably the one primeval that can create the most deep-rooted chaos, breaking up the people of Sanctuary.
In the events of Diablo 2, he was destroyed. He's been slowly resurrecting himself in Hell, and he wants to come back and bring himself back to Sanctuary. And now that he is in this soul stone that Neyrelle carries, this is his opportunity.
The Herald of Hatred is Mephisto's wolf form. It's this astral projected form that he gets to put out and connect with the player and whisper in people's ears.
The connection between Neyrelle, the player, and Mephisto is the fate of the world. Neyrelle wants to get rid of him, but the more time she spends with the stone, the tighter the bond between her and the stone is.
The corrupting influence of Mephisto's soul stone is going to potentially convince her to bring Mephisto back instead of destroy him like she originally wanted. So we need to actually make sure that she fulfills her original intent and doesn't fall to Mephisto's influence.
Neyrelle plans to bring the Soul Stone into the Vault of Light so she can purify the Soul Stone of Mephisto's essence.
The Vault of Light is this really sacred place that Akarat created. His presence is really important through the history of Sanctuary.
Akarat wandered the world speaking the teachings of the Zakarum faith. His tomb is also said to be in the Vault of Light, which is in Nahantu.
Akarat is the one who discovered the spirit realm. When the Worldstone was forged and Sanctuary came out of it, this veil was created, and that's what created the spirit realm. Demons aren't there, angels aren't there. It's a very special place for humanity. And for a long time, the spirit realm was not touched. And now Mephisto's corruption is creeping its way, and that's the fear that everybody in Nahantu is thinking about.
Spirituality is really unique to humanity, and in the jungle, it's a big part of their culture.
Aru is this elder, this magical being, a spirit born, and he's really connected to Nahantu. This is his home, this is his ancestral lineage, and he's guiding the player on this journey to help Neyrelle.
We actually find out that there have been sightings of Neyrelle in Nahantu, and we end up following her there.
In Vessel of Hatred, this is a story about isolation. We start off with the concept that Neyrelle is trying to do this alone, but at some point, you realize that things are escalating. And so we morph from this idea of isolation into the idea of being stronger together.
For someone that has been through the journey that our Wanderer has, that Neyrelle has been through, you feel there's hope that Sanctuary is not going to be lost.
You get to see pockets of Sanctuary that we haven't been able to see before, but it's still all in that same tone, in that same world that everybody loves so much.
Hello, Diablo 4 community. Welcome to another Diablo 4 developer update. This is a very special Diablo 4 developer update, as this is our pre-launch stream before Vessel of Hatred, which is actually going to be shipping here next week, which is crazy to think about. I'm joined here by Mr. Brent Gibson, game director for Diablo 4. I know before we have our big show, you wanted to talk a little bit about Vessel of Hatred and what's to come.
Yeah, this is a really big week. The fact that we're finally on the doorstep of shipping Vessel of Hatred is a bit surreal. We've been working on it for a very long time. You know, over the course of the last 5 seasons, so much has changed. And we're excited to talk about some of those details
All right, soup
today.
is cooking.
Everything kicks off with our epic journey through Nahantu, where we're going to be telling the next chapter of Mephisto. And it doesn't really stop there. We haven't talked about it much yet, but we've actually created a custom quest at the end of the story that leads those players who haven't gotten to endgame will get to endgame.
That's awesome.
Along the way, you're also going to find brand new ways to play with the Kuros Undercity. We've talked about this time attack dungeon. That's super cool. We'll go into more detail on that today. We have our co-op PvE experience with the Dark Citadel. For those hardcore players that like playing with friends, you're going to have something really cool there. And we also have brand new ways of gaining power. Whether you're hiring mercenaries and leveling them up, or finding our new powerful runes that create rune words to sock it into your gear, you're going to have a lot more ways to actually alter the builds that you've been playing with all this time. So at the end of all this, we have the star of our...
Also, just a tidbit for those of you who don't know yet, when you go into the Season 6 portal, when you kill the portal rift creature and you go in, you get an item that's like kind of like a potion, but it gives you 15% experience gain. So even if you decide that you want to do the story outright to start, so like if you already finished the story and you want to get into the story for the new part, I would definitely recommend doing the Season 6 portal first, because you get 15% experience boost. Then if you drink a regular potion, you get, I think, 5%. I think you can get up to 25% experience boost while you're doing the story.
show.
So I would definitely do
Class that
Season
wants to go
6
fast,
dungeon
the
first.
Spiritborn, which you know, everybody got a sneak peek at that quite a while ago, and we have been polishing it and getting it ready to make sure that it's the most fun it can be at launch.
Yeah, and it's great because like we're actually going to be going through all these aspects today in the live stream with our kind of our subject matter experts across each of them. So I know, as we mentioned, next week the Vessel of Hatred will actually be shipping and be released to everyone. Right now, the plan is for it to be out on October 8th, and that is still very much the plan. Still the plan. We actually did release a map earlier this week in our What You Need to Know blog that kind of pretty much contains exactly when each of the release dates are going to be, but players can actually end up doing early download right now on PC Battle.net. We do have early download coming up for console this weekend on the 5th, so there's a lot of stuff
my
coming
download's
down the
already
pipe.
done.
A lot of excitement going on. The other thing that we did talk about as well is Twitch drops. We do have a Twitch drops campaign that is actually starting at the launch of Vessel of Hatred. It's actually going to be starting on October 8th in Pacific time, so it's about like 12, 16 hours, somewhere around there afterwards, but there's some really cool back pieces, really cool weapons that you can earn, and it goes throughout the whole entire month of October through like that first early part of November. We also have a Support a Streamer program this time around, which is really cool because Support a Streamer actually really helps out some of the smaller streamers that are actually really wanting to, you know, stream Diablo 4, which is really great. If you gift 2 subs for, or if you actually purchase 2 subs across any streamer that is streaming across Diablo 4 and has this enabled, you'll end up receiving the mount that we actually just showed right there. And then if you do an additional 2, you actually get the mount armor as well. So it's a really cool way of helping out some of the smaller and mid-sized streamers out there that, you know, really benefit from some of these programs. And it's great to see all these new faces as they actually jump into Vessel of Hatred. The next thing we do also want to talk about is a cool promotion that we're actually doing with Trolley here in the US. Trolley actually makes some candy. So they're like Sour Bright crawlers and things like that. There's actually some really cool weapon skins available if you actually purchase Trolley specific products here in the US. We actually have them here on set, but you can see all the cool weapon skins. But if you actually purchase these, and you'll see that they're clearly marked with like Diablo 4, they got the Spiritborn on them, and you can actually end up taking a photo of your receipt, going to a specific site, and then you'll end up getting kind of the rewards in game. And you also have a chance of actually winning an Xbox too, which is really cool. So, and this is a cool promotion that I think Xbox is actually doing across multitudes of titles, including like World of Warcraft, for instance, because this was actually going on with the War Within.
Give me some, Centauri. I want some.
Yeah, like if you're in the US, look for Trolley products. Thankfully, we have a whole bunch of bags here, so expect me to actually be eating these throughout the stream.
We've had like 7 bags in the last 2 days.
Yeah, as we've been like prepping for the stream, like this has been my whole entire diet. Actually, no, I've been eating normal food, but at the same time, this is like my kryptonite right here. So expect me to be eating these throughout the stream. It's my favorite stream because we have snacks now, so I'm like, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Where do you order them? On Amazon?
One thing, again, we
or
wanted
like
to mention,
Walmart?
which is the release date, and I think we have a release date map here. So yeah, as you guys can see, on October 7th in Irvine,
I'll have to
at
give mine
4
to
p.m.
Nikki because I
Pacific,
can't really eat a very many.
Pacific time, or California time, if you want to say it, is when the actual expansion is going to be launching. This is a global launch, so everyone is coming out at the same time. The world is round, so you can't get everyone in on October 8th, so that's why there's some in on October 7th, but we wanted to make sure that we could get as many people in on October 8th, and of course a little earlier on October 7th, but everyone's coming out at the exact same time. So looking forward to everyone jumping in. We do have an action.
Is there a specific Diablo version?
We are
or just any trolleys?
The patch 2.0 PTR changes first, is first up in the agenda. Because we have so many things to share, I will note this is our 20th live stream for Diablo 4 that we've ever done, which is really cool. And this is also our first time we're actually streaming on TikTok. We already stream on X, we stream on Twitch, and we stream on YouTube. So this is kind of a nice momentous occasion, but because of how much content we have and how many guests we have, we are going to say that we will have some small little breaks while we actually mic new people up, bring them into the studio, and then swap them out for other things. But we are going to be talking first about patch 2.0 PTR.
Well, the bag that he had in his hand, was it specifically...
We're all, at the same time, this is like my kryptonite right here. So
Yeah, it says Diablo
expect me
on
to
it.
be-
I
finish
see
off
it.
the show with all the Vessel of
So I
Hatred
need to get
features and
the
going
ones
into
that
a
are
little bit more of
Diablo.
a deeper dive, something that you were talking about, Brent. So
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we have so many people coming in that we're having to pack them in rows.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
gonna be
You're gonna see multiple levels of people in the studio. So we're gonna take a quick break while we get the first group in for our patch 2.0 PTR feedback overview. So we'll see you in a bit.
I only see ones for Halo Infinite. I don't see any for Diablo. Interesting. Yeah, there is no Diablo ones that I see. I see Halo Infinite. I'm giving mine to Nikki. I'm gonna buy a bag or two and give them to Nikki. I can't really eat sugar because I'm diabetic now. I can eat it, but not very much.
Awesome. I appreciate everyone bearing with us as we get people mic'd up. We're going to be doing this a couple times throughout this stream, but we're here to talk about the PTR learnings from patch 2.0 PTR, which we had earlier this month. Super beneficial. PTRs have been great for us since we've started actually hosting them for Diablo 4.
Do your kids like
this
them?
This one was a very, very big one because we have a lot
Like,
of
are they
big
into
changes coming
trolling?
with Vessel of Hatred in Season 6. But I know we want to jump straight into it. So, Aislinn, I know you're going to start us off and talk about some progression changes.
Yes, I am. So,
Well, the reason, I guess that's kind of a weird.
Oh, you actually, before we do,
I guess that's kind of a won't eat them. Reason I ask is I was gonna say if you could get like an extra couple of bags and then just take a copy of the receipt for me, that'd be pretty cool too. I don't think they sell them in my town. Yeah, I'm looking here. They don't sell them at my Walmart. So if you actually find them, I might have to have you send me the receipt for my own version. Maybe you can buy them on Trolley's website? Is that a thing?
do that. Sorry. I just realized no one knows who we are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they know who I am. There we go. There. I was just like, wait a minute. Of course, we have some familiar faces, but if you guys want to do quick intros.
Yeah, hi. I'm Colin. I'm a lead designer.
Hey, I'm Aislinn. I'm a systems designer.
Hi, I'm Charles. I'm a class designer.
Hey y'all, I'm Anthony. I'm an associate class designer.
Awesome. Great. There we go. Now we got everyone settled. Aislinn, do you want to talk about some of the progression changes?
Yes, absolutely. So, Adam, like you said, the PTR has been just fantastic for us. It's given us so much data, and the feedback you guys give is just pivotal to us launching in the state we want to see the game in. And, you know, everyone wants to see the game in. And so, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let me know if you find them.
Changes we've made because of it. So first of all, monster intensity. Something we saw in the early game was people weren't noticing the changes in monster intensity because people were skipping through difficulties fairly quickly. And so we've decided to move monster intensity from scaling over normal, hard, expert, and penitent to scaling over torment 1 through 4. Because you're going to be progressing through torments a little bit slower, so you're going to be able to feel the intensity changes, I think, a little more potently.
Yeah, there's a bit more jumps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, the intensity system was essentially monsters just become a little bit more reliable in their damage.
Right.
They start to
Oh,
predict
wait
your
a
movement
minute.
little bit
Wait
more
a
in
minute.
projectiles.
To scaling over torment 1.
So the first 4 levels are going to be back to the original difficulty settings where they just go with your like their own levels. Monster intensity now increases over torment difficulties instead of standard. Elites, unique elites, and super elites deal normalized damage. Standard difficulty tiers looking for a challenge. So that means that if you jump into penitent, that means that you're basically going to be fighting against level 50 mobs at level 1. Is that what that's saying?
1 through 4, because you're going to be progressing through torments a little bit slower, so you're going to be able to feel the intensity changes, I think, a little more potently.
Yeah, there's a bit more jumps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Again,
Fangy.
the intensity system was essentially monsters just become a little bit more reliable in their
Oh,
damage.
wait, I did.
They start to predict your movement a little bit more on the projectiles.
How you doing,
And it's
buddy?
not a massive change, but it should sort of make the monsters feel a little bit more aggressive and dangerous.
Yeah, they just become a little more lethal, I think, ultimately, beyond, numerical changes. Second up I want to talk about is one that I'm really, really happy and excited about, actually, is that elites, unique elites, and super elites are 3 different
Oh, okay,
types of
Centauri. Maybe
elites you
I'll
can
just get
actually
some for Nikki
fight.
then.
If you know that or not, that's a thing. And previously, they all did very different amounts of damage from one another. Like, for example, a super elite might deal actually 2 times the amount of damage of a normal elite. And what that was causing was when an elite spawned an affix, like lightning enchanted, or poison, or whatever, the super elites would do.
Hang on, guys. There's an ad gonna start, and I don't want people to have to miss this. So if you guys want to take a quick 2-minute break, I'll pause it right here. Looks like we got an ad starting right now. But yeah, if it's just regular bags, then I'll probably more than likely just get a regular bag for Nikki. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Okay. Trolley. Trolley, trolley, trolley. So like right now they're showing a 28-ounce sour bite on this site here. 12. SBC Very Berry 28-ounce. Huh. Yeah, thank you for the info, buddy. That was really nice of you. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the bags that they're showing. Wowhead has full details. Like the bags that are on this list, I'm not seeing them on Amazon. Sour Bright Crawlers Fruit Punch. Does it show what the weapons are that you get? Is it even worth it? Because I see the battle pet, but no one's showing the weapons. All right, are my ads over? Oh yeah, it looks like they're over.
Do 2 times more damage with those affixes, but you didn't really have any way to tell, right? There was no way to tell if an affix was spawned by an elite or a super elite. And so kind of seemingly randomly, an affix might deal 2 times more damage to you out of nowhere. And so what we've done is we've normalized the damage that all of these different elite types actually deal, so that when you do see the affixes that they're spewing out, you can expect the damage you're going to receive. Like, you know how much it's going to hit you for.
More consistent.
Way more consistent, way more predictable, which is really helpful for not getting randomly one shot.
Yeah. Our favorites, those.
Yeah. And then finally, on difficulty, we have some changes to standard difficulty tiers. We know some of you guys are looking for a challenge, so let's take a look at what a challenge looks like. All right, so we have a level 1 character here in Kiovashad going to the statue to change their difficulty. So what are they going to change it to? Well, before they could access normal, hard, and expert, but now they can access Penitent at level 1.
Nice. See, that's huge.
Why would you play anything else?
Yes. So you have to beat the base campaign on your account once, and then you can go into Penitence, and let's see how that turns out for this person. Oh yeah,
I'm sure it's
just
going
in
great.
Helltide.
Just a few a few too many demons.
Just a few too many demons. Yeah.
Mythic uniques.
So,
dude, I'm glad they did that though.
At level 1 now, it's pretty hard, guys. So if you plan to go in at level 1, be prepared. But seriously, we know people really wanted to be able to push their builds as far as they could, as early as they could. Yeah. And now you can. So whenever you feel like you're ready for Penitent during your leveling journey, hop in there and see how you do.
Yeah, I know that was like one of the biggest points of feedback we got during this PTR. Which
I'm
was
really
like,
glad
hey,
they did
like
that.
To see if Penitent wasn't like gated way further down the line, and if it could be brought in. So it's now available at level 1. Yeah. And you know, as we've shown in the footage, it can be difficult. But I think what's nice is like if someone creates alts and they end up, you know, finding a bunch of mythic uniques and stuff which you can use at earlier levels. Yeah. You then can at least potentially start off in Penitent a little bit earlier and you know, stay with a higher difficulty.
Yeah, that's a huge, that's a cool thing that they did for us.
We really want to embrace like the sort of choose your difficulty that we really liked with the mine cages in season 5, 4, and 5. And again, like to your point, alts just are able to speed run their way to max level, right, by playing at a really hard difficulty.
Exactly.
So it should feel a lot better.
And it feels great to just hop into Penitent early, like when you're capable of doing it. It's just awesome.
Yeah, we don't necessarily expect everyone to play at Penitent. It's really hard to play at your own risk. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Your character needs to be pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some itemization changes. So we got a lot of feedback that once you got to max level and you were, starting that ancestral
I would say
grind,
after your first couple of legendaries, you should be good.
And we do like that, but we know that people want to see the journey for those non-ancestral items to be a little punchier. And so we've made some targeted changes here to ensure that non-ancestral legendaries have more, punch to them. So we've increased the amount of masterworking you can put on a non-ancestral legendary from 4 to 8. We are also allowing them to be tempered twice. Previously, both of those values were exclusive to ancestral items, but now non-ancestrals can go up to that. Additionally, we saw that people were going to like the boss ladder, or they were just finding uniques out in the world. And they didn't drop as it didn't feel
Oh,
like they
did
were
you see
dropping as
that all the
ancestral
resources
as
break
often as
down
they
in?
should have.
Because they're so rare.
Right, they're so rare.
Did you see that yellows and blues break down in the torment modes? So when you're playing torments, your yellows and your blues automatically break down,
And,
so you don't have to
want finding
collect
a
them.
unique item to be an exciting moment, and so we've tripled the chance for that.
That's
to
a
drop as
huge
ancestral.
quality of life.
And this should help a lot, especially during the boss ladder. You know, when you're killing these uber bosses and they're dropping lots of uniques, a lot more of them are going to turn out to be ancestral.
Definitely. And this should mean that once you're starting and around level 60, you have a lot more progression on your equipment that sort of bridges the gap to ancestral. I also heard a lot of feedback.
Worm cutter, wiggler,
second
troll
tempered affix
fist,
really is
nice.
what enables your build to come online. And that's what we're trying to do with this system of ancestral, is that you can get your build online, but then there's still items that you can chase that just enhance that build.
Right.
And we saw that like not having that second tempered affix and not having those 8 masterwork ranks really sort of hindered your ability to get that build online, to get into the fun and start blasting.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, because we don't want you to feel like you have to find ancestrals for your build to function. And, you know, this change is working towards making that true.
Definitely. So you still have those items you can chase, but you can still get those endgame builds online pretty quickly.
Yep, for sure. And finally, on itemization, we are adding some scrolls of restoration to the season journey. The scrolls of restoration are the scrolls of tempering that we talked about at Gamescom. You can use them to...
Did you guys see that streamer that got and they found out was paying her mods with feet pics? I was thinking maybe it's time I start paying you guys with feet pics.
Reset the tempering chances on an item. And we wanted to add these to the season journey so you could just have a couple of deterministic ways to acquire them and use them on your gear.
And this, of course, is not the only place you can earn these scroll of restorations. You know, you can earn them throughout the world. There's a small drop chance, and we'll be actually talking about another way of earning them later on as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that I'm excited about on the unique changes, if you equate greater affixes in Season 5 to Ancestral, you're actually going to have a higher chance to get an Ancestral unique compared to getting a greater affix on a unique than live, right? So it means that uniques are really exciting. You might actually get like the
as long as I can sell them for real currency.
Maybe you're not playing a Fireball Sork, but now you're like, oh, well, I have an Ancestral version of this unique.
Huge.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it really like kind of gets you to experiment a little bit more, and we really like that aspect about those uniques sometimes being a lot more powerful.
Yeah, no, we want that moment when you see a unique on the ground to be really fun and exciting, and seeing it drop as an ancestral with greater affixes is about as exciting as it gets for uniques. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's talk about some player power changes based on PTR feedback. So I want to start by framing our goals for Torment difficulties. So Torment 1, we want all content to be available in the game. You can fight Lilith, you can fight the boss ladder, you can go to the Dark Citadel, you know, etc. All these activities are available. Torment 4 is intended to be aspirational content. And what that means is you've already unlocked everything in the game when you enter Torment 1. But Torment 4 is like the essence of Diablo, like build crafting, where you're just pushing your character as far as you can go. And Torment 4 exists for that purpose, for people who want to push their character as far as they can go. And with that said, and the reason why I'm saying this is because we were seeing that people were getting to Torment 4 way faster and way easier than we were hoping for.
If you're going to want to do Season 6, you're going to want to start a new character. You won't be able to use your previous characters in the new season. So the Season 6 starts with the new expansion. And Season 6 has an entire like system built around unlocking portals and going into the portals. And I think if you're going to make a Spiritborn, you're probably going to want to start at level 1 anyway. So you're going to want to do the seasonal.
In the PTR. And, you know, which is just another great, like, it's great that we did the PTR because we saw that. And with that all said, we've made some changes to kind of keep Torment 4 this, you know, really challenging and exciting thing to reach. We've reverted the skill damage bonus from main stat back to what it was in Season 5. So we had actually doubled it in the PTR, but we found that that was just giving players too much power.
Too much.
So we sent it back. And we also pulled back on legendary glyph power a bit, Colin, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we reduced the scaling on the glyphs quite a bit because we found that it was really devaluing a lot of the aspect rolls or rolls on your gear. Like when you're getting 2,000 additive damage from a glyph, it's really hard to actually feel anything on your gear through tempering or through those affix that are dropping. So essentially what we've done is pare that back. We've redistributed it. We'll cover that a little bit on like where we put some of that power. But overall, we think this feels a lot better. Glyphs aren't just carrying like 80% of your power on a build. And it just feels a lot better so that it doesn't feel as sort of mandatory that I have to get all 5 glyphs and level them up to actually be pushing difficulty.
Yeah.
It's a lot more about what are the aspects you have, what are the uniques you have, what are the nodes you're actually getting on the Paragon board. I think it feels a lot better.
Yeah, and like I think one of the important things to say about this is that like it's really awesome to get a tremendous amount of power from one source, but because there are so many different sources of power in the game, if one source gives too much power, it makes the other sources feel kind of unimportant. And that's not fun. So we want to make sure that every source of power in the game is contributing to your build in very meaningful ways. And so this change is helping other sources of power feel really punchy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know tons of changes here with player power, tons of changes with like progression, including difficulty and itemization. Do we have anything else on progression? Or
I think one thing I think that's really important to touch on is the torment goals here, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a definite fundamental shift from Season 5 in that you think about World Tier 3 into World Tier 4 and you're sort of racing to get to World Tier 4 as fast as possible because that's where all the best items can drop.
Yeah.
And we've sort of just changed that to Torment 1 is where all the best items can drop. It's where everything unlocks. But essentially Torment 2, 3, and 4 increase the odds of those things happening. So it's just efficiency, right? We don't necessarily want to say you must get to Torment 4 to experience the game or to get the best drops in the game, similar to World Tier 4 and Season 5. It's a very different feeling. So we're excited to see how that plays out, and we want to sort of see what you all think as well.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, you know, all of the content, all of the best gear can be found in Torment 1. So if that's where your build feels most comfortable farming, that's great. You can still achieve all your goals. You can really max out your character there.
Yeah, I think all the classes are going to be really good this season.
By more
only
efficiency.
class I think is going to have a real low in compared to everybody else, I think, is Druid.
Be really hard.
Definitely.
Is because you don't have to get
the
there.
Druid
And so
got
it
a
can
companion
be
buff.
really challenging, and you know some players.
So that
really
might be
love
helpful.
And that's awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I know the next topic we want to talk about is some of the big system changes that are actually coming with Vessel of Hatred, and also changes that we're applying post PTR from things that we actually learned. Colin, you want to walk us through and start us off with some of the Paragon stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we got a ton of feedback from the PTR, and we took a look at Paragon. That was one of the bigger changes that we made, where we capped the boards, because we feel like that gives us a lot more space to increase the power of each of these boards and make the choice more about what is the board you're looking for. So what we've done here is we've added a bunch of normal nodes, so those are things like stats that empower those glyphs, to upgrade that legendary glyph radius. We added them. It was kind of sad, like there weren't actually a lot of nodes to flesh it out and sort of build up that Paragon, that extra glyph range that you're going to get from upgrading it to legendary. So we've done that. We added around 8 to every board. And then the starting board, I think we went to like 12 or something like that, just because, you know, the starting board should feel really good with that first glyph. The next thing we've done is we've taken a look at a lot of the rare and magic nodes, and we've just made them generically more useful. So you think about like two-handed bludgeoning damage on the barbarian is like, okay, like I guess I can only benefit if I'm doing this one very specific thing. And we've just opened that up to say damage, right? That's going to scale everything across your character as opposed to like while you're doing this sort of obscure thing. So we think that feels a lot better. We've also just sort of taken a look at what are the affixes we're giving, like fucking potion healing. I know you're all going to be really sad.
That's my favorite stuff.
I know you're all super sad to see
You're the only one.
We've taken potion healing out, but we've just changed it to healing received. We've also just taken a look at things like damage reduction from dots and made it damage reduction. So it should be a lot more generically useful, and those boards should feel a lot more punchy and open-ended, which we really like. And that's sort of doubling down on the spirit of what we've done with Season 4 itemization, right? Just sort of taking back some of these conditional things that aren't necessarily adding a ton of value to your build.
I love that they're doing this stuff.
Opening things up. And then the next thing we've done is we talked about redistributing some of the power on those glyphs, and we've taken a look at all of our nodes, all of magic and rare nodes, and we've just buffed all of them. So we've doubled all the additive bonuses on rare and magic nodes. We've increased the damage reduction values by about 1.5x, so they should feel a lot more chunky. And as you're journeying through Paragon, right, it should feel like you have more options than to just bum rush every glyph, socket, and every legendary node. There should be some pretty punchy, like, damage sources that you can get, damage reduction sources you can get. We've also done things like all the resistance nodes you have on the Paragon board actually give max resistance as well now. So it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of changes there. So this is one of the first steps we're taking to really improve the Paragon system with the new sort of philosophy of like, we want you to pick what boards you want. And we expect to be updating more in the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that this harkens back to what we were just saying, which is that, you know, it's really fun for all of your sources of power to be meaningful. And so we're basically just taking like the tons and tons of power that was in glyphs and kind of slightly redistributing it to Paragon. So going through your Paragon board is just more interesting and fun.
Definitely. Cool.
Next up, we got, I think, Infernal Hordes.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you remember, Infernal Hordes was under construction.
Oh, this
during
is
the
cool.
PTR.
Did you
They
see
were
this,
fitting in,
Terry?
like,
The redo?
How is this going to work with the greater equipment chest, turning into
cool.
ancestral items? And there are 3 things that we really wanted to tackle as a part of this release, right? Infernal Hordes is an eternal game mode, so we wanted to take the learnings we got from Season 5 and apply it to this next update. So one of the things we saw was that loot was just dominating the reward landscape here. Like getting 200 legendaries from one source of activity is cool for Season 5, and it's the brand new activity for Season 5. That's awesome, but we wanted to just readjust it, refit it back in. We still have the Codex of Power that lets you store all these legendary powers, so we felt like we wanted to take more of a quality over
I just
quantity
realized that was
approach
blocking
here.
the text.
And one of the things that was sort of frustrating about that quality miss was that you didn't really have a way to reliably target those unique items that were coming out of Infernal Hordes. If you think about it, you had to open a chest and just hope that you were going to get one of the unique items out of this chest. And that sort of led to a frustrating and tedious reward flow where you're just constantly opening up these 28th of chests over and over and over. I know I've spent, you know, probably more time opening the material chest than actually...
I mean, I think that's everyone's favorite pastime, just like running around the material chest.
Like, the cooldown on the chest, like, oh my god, just give me my fucking shit. So it's
Give me my fucking shit. Did you hear him?
We've
Give me
taken
my
a look
fucking
at,
shit.
you know, how we're going to actually deliver these keys. We've taken them out of the crafting system, but they're not too rare. They're just uncommonly found throughout the world. We want this to be like an oh shit moment when the key drops, just because you're going to get a ton of XP from killing the hordes. You're going to get a ton of materials and a ton of items as well. So we think that will make the keys feel a lot more interesting, and it's not going to bloat your inventory as much, and you really want to use them when you get them. So the next part here is, if we could go back to the slide, if we could go to Infernal Hordes.
Infernal Hordes. There we go.
The council boss, no matter what, as long as you kill that council, they're going to drop dungeon boss loot, which is going to be legendaries, crafting materials, gold, etc., on top of the Infernal Horde unique items, and that's going to scale with Torment. So guaranteed, every single time you kill that council, you are going to get unique items that are specific to Infernal Hordes.
That's great, because those Infernal Horde uniques are pretty sick.
Definitely. So no more waiting at the chest to get that drop. It's just going to happen. And it feels a lot more like the boss ladder, where it's like, okay, I want to get Infernal Horde unique items. I'm going to be able to reliably get those and get a pull at the sort of slot.
Oh, so the gear drops are just going to automatically drop when the boss dies. Then you have a choice of either Aether, materials, or gold. That's cool.
There. And then the next thing here is we've updated the chests. So the chests of greater equipment are going to drop those scrolls of restoration or retempering. So you're going to be able to get them reliably from the Infernal Hordes, not just the Dark Citadel. And that should feel pretty meaty and good. And then we've also guaranteed some amount of ancestral items from that greater equipment chest. And ancestral items are very much more coveted than just greater affix items. So that should feel pretty meaty. And then the chest of materials is now just going to convert all your Aether into materials. You don't have to like constantly open the chest. You turn it into a bunch of masterworking materials, gems. It should feel a lot more snappy and, you know, less time looting, more time playing. And the gold chest is the same.
Yeah, because it's gives you punch.
Next up, I know we have the reward stuff. We kind of spoiled it. But
So
we can just skip this because everyone's already seen it.
yeah. So rewards, this is just a bunch of miscellaneous tuning and making the game feel better and more rewarding. Right? So we've significantly increased the ancestral drop rate from Nightmare Dungeons and Whispers. Thank you to the person who ran 1,000 Nightmare Dungeons.
Oh my God.
Definitely fixed the problem there, and that should feel a lot more rewarding. We've also added just experience to the Nightmare Dungeon completion, which just feels better as you're grinding that Paragon. Also, while you're leveling up, it's like a pretty good hit of XP. And then we've also done miscellaneous buffs to just miscellaneous things. So Hellborn will drop loot, Butcher is going to drop a guaranteed axe, I believe, a Butcher's axe. The World Boss, Treasure Goblins, those are all going to drop a lot better loot. It's also going to scale with Torment, which should feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for these, like, I guess the Hellborn's not exactly a random
Stomach
encounter.
is
Nice,
killing
the
me,
World Boss,
man.
like the Butcher and the Treasure Goblin, these like big meaty encounters. Like it makes sense for like these to occur, and you're like, give me like good loot because this is uncommon. This doesn't happen that frequently. I want it to be amazing.
It's an exciting moment, and the loot should reflect that.
Yeah.
I love that loot explosion. You know?
Yeah, with the Treasure Goblin.
Yeah.
Nothing beats finding a treasure goblin at like level 5.
Yeah.
And just chasing it around using your like basic attack.
Yeah, and it guarantee drops legendary no matter what level you are. So it should feel pretty good. The next thing here is we really love how players, or how you all have sort of embraced the Stronghold experience bonus. We've actually just done that across the game. So campaign feels really good in terms of experience granted. Side quests should feel really good, especially in Nahon 2. But what we saw with the Stronghold experience in the PTR is that 2 levels felt a little bit aggressive and like sort of forced you to do Strongholds over and over and over. We've just pared that back down to 1.25 levels, which is still really meaty. Like you're getting an entire level from doing these. It's really fulfilling what we had hoped Strongholds were going to provide, which is an alternative means to level. If you want to ride around the open world and do a bunch of Strongholds, that's absolutely a viable way to level up now. We think that like all the quest content in general just feels a lot better because they're a lot more generous there. The other change I'll note here is that a bulk of that experience is going to be from killing the boss, and it's a first-time reward. So that means you're not going to be able to sort of, cheese running Strongholds over and over and over.
Thank you, Rax, for showing that with your friends from your chat that did that in 20 minutes. We
World record.
Watched.
Hey, it was a good video. I mean, in all fairness.
Cool. And then the next one here is we heard a ton of feedback that rare and magic items just felt like they're adding a lot of noise to Torment. We're dropping a lot more of them. Now they just get auto-salvaged in Torment.
Nice.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, get them out.
It's so awesome.
And then the next one is just a nice quality of life. The Paragon glyphs now drop from the pit. So when you're doing a bunch of pit runs, you're also going to be getting glyphs. It just means you don't really have to like go out and do other things if you have a bunch of keys for the pit.
Yeah, I mean that's really nice too because theoretically you could enter the pit and not actually have a glyph, but now you will. So you can find one and level up if that's what happens.
Awesome, and I know last but not least we have kind of itemization crap. This is some big stuff here that I know will excite players for sure.
Yeah, so one of the things we've heard a ton from the player base and you all is that I wish I could make a mythic unique deterministically. If I do everything in a season, if I kill Uber Lilith, if I do the season's journey, I want to be able to get a mythic unique. And we saw this as an opportunity to essentially create an identity between the rune crafting of mythic uniques and the blacksmith. We moved it from the alchemist to the blacksmith version of crafting mythic uniques. So now what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to take 2 resplendent sparks to the blacksmith and get a random mythic unique. That means no matter what, as long as you do everything in the season, you're going to get a mythic unique. And if you take those resplendent sparks and you decide, I really want a specific mythic unique, you'll be able to take a set of runes and actually pick which one.
Right.
And what that does is the runes are a lot more flexible. They can be traded. You can also get some incremental progress, right? Because they drop a lot more frequently than mythic unique or sparks in general. So what this means is you now have 2 really clear means to sort of target mythic uniques, and you now have a guaranteed way to make a mythic unique at the end of a season, which we think will feel really good.
Something that's kind of cool about that is that it gives runes this like intrinsic trade value, which I kind of love.
Yeah.
Like they have this big purpose towards crafting one of the best items in the game, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I finally can get my Starless
Shaco,
skies.
here I come.
Cool. And then the next one here is you're going to be getting a lot of salvage in Torment. because everything's getting auto-salvaged. So we figured, you know what, we should probably give you some purpose and value to that salvage, and now you can take it to the blacksmith and forge random legendary equipment at the blacksmith.
Yeah, this is huge.
I love this change.
And it also has a chance to be unique or mythic and sometimes ancestral. So it's definitely a great place to dump all that salvage, excess salvage that you have. And then the next one here is more just sort of a quality of life and nicety. We added runes, and we're putting way more sockets on gear.
Yeah.
We just allowed you to add sockets to gear with just the general salvage material. You don't need scattered prisms anymore. Scattered prisms are required for ancestral items, and that just essentially means, you know, I'm missing a socket. You can easily add one. And then the next one here is mostly quality of life for alt characters, but the jeweler no longer has a level requirement to engage with the jeweler. Previously on the PTR, you had to like trade gear to your main character, add a socket. It was super tedious, and we just made it not like that.
Awesome. So tons of big changes coming across a multitude of systems within D4, thanks to a lot of great feedback that we got from all the players within the community, content creators, etc. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you, Colin, for walking us through that. Next up, we want to talk about some of the class changes and everything. And so Charles here is going to walk us through it.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about some of the class changes that we saw in the PTR. Once again, I wanted to thank all of the players who gave a lot of detailed feedback, a lot of data on how classes were performing, all the different builds, and the new items, new effects, and all that kind of stuff, new skills. It's been really helpful in helping to make sure that we make all our class designs as fun and engaging as possible. I do want to say that this patch is huge. There's lots of changes. As I said, a lot of new class stuff, but a lot of new system stuff across the whole game. And so we do expect some level of volatility here. And when a lot of things change, there's a lot of unknowns. And so that's just the mindset we're approaching this patch with. And what I'm going to be talking about here is not a complete detailed list of everything that we've changed from the PTR to live. It's just kind of some samples and kind of talking through our learnings and what we saw on the class design team and what we're thinking about. And so make sure you check out the full patch notes once we're done with the stream. And also, if a lot of the changes came in the PTR initially, so definitely check out those if you're unfamiliar, because there's tons of class changes there as well.
Oh yeah.
So starting with the Barbarian, we generally saw that Barbarian class was a little bit too weak on the PTR, and I think even on Season 5, I think it's just generally considered a little too weak. Historically, though, it's been one of our stronger classes, but in recent seasons, it's fallen a little bit on harder times. So a lot of our focus here is buffs to some underutilized skills and legendaries and uniques. So we've got updates to Upheaval to make it just a little bit more punchy, hits a little bit harder. We've got updates to some of the uniques that talk to other core skills, like Hammer of the Ancients and Double Swing to give them a little bit more damage boost as well. And finally, there's a buff to the Martial Vigor passive. That is a passive in the skill tree that gives you some damage reduction from elite enemies, including bosses. And it might seem pretty small on paper, it's just 4% to 6%, but for every skill rank you have in that, you get that much more. And really, when you're fighting the late game tormented bosses and high torment tiers, it's going to be a pretty noticeable amount of survivability against those boss fights for barbarians.
Yeah, those passive skills add up really quickly when you start getting a bunch of ranks in them and stuff, so for sure.
Absolutely. Moving on to the Druid, we also think the Druid was a little bit on the weaker end of the classes. I think there was a few bugs on the PTR that we're addressing as we go live, where some of their effects, specifically in the Paragon, and some of the key passives weren't quite working exactly how we intended. So they might have been a little bit weaker due to that on the PTR specifically. So we're definitely addressing those. I also wanted to talk about Nature's Fury. This is a key passive that whenever you cast an Earth or Storm skill, there's a chance to cast the same skill to cast a skill of the opposite type. And this was causing some unintended interactions with one of the unique items.
See, I think just getting more damage on
or triggering
werewolf skills is going to be nice
than we intended. That's because we have this concept of casts, where you actually need to press the button and then, hey, you did one cast. And whenever we do something like auto casts, which is like, hey, I triggered a free skill with Nature's Fury, that shouldn't kind of recursively trigger or trigger the other effects that are looking for casts. But in that particular interaction it was, and so we've fixed that interaction, but then thrown some pretty big buffs to those items and the things affected in that build. we still expect those kind of things, especially landslide builds that use this a lot, to still be very powerful builds going forward. But we just didn't want that one particular unintended interaction to be happening.
And that kind of overshines, you know, all the builds, right? When you have like one build that's, you know, crazy over, you know, the top. So
exactly, yeah. Especially whenever there's one build that's so dominant, it really makes it feel like, hey, I'm playing the class wrong if I'm not doing this, and that's not something that we want. We want you to be able to play all the different ways of playing the classes and feel like it's a valid and viable choice to compete or to complete the game. Some of the other changes on Druid as well, we've got some updates to Great Staff of the Crone. This is one of my favorite items that lets your Claw and Storm Strike build kind of synergize really nicely. We've got just a lot more damage on Werewolf skills through the Lust for Carnage Paragon node, basically the same functionality, but just added 50% bonus damage there. We saw Werewolf was particularly falling behind. And an update to the Untamed Legendary Paragon node. This is the new one that talks to companion skills.
Yeah.
Previously, it just gave skill ranks, which kind of fell off as you got a lot of skill ranks. Now it's just multiplicative damage, and I'm really looking forward to seeing.
So companions are just going to get a huge buff, looks like.
Companion druids.
Hey, Zaphras, good morning.
Key passive. All right, moving on to the Necromancer. So the Necromancer is a class that I think we saw a lot of variety for like blood, bone, and shadow builds. A lot of those were competing very well, but a Necromancer is really all about minions, right? And unfortunately, we saw minion builds really falling behind from where we want. And we know that minion builds are like the most appealing part of a Necromancer. And so on the class design team, we're really committed to making sure that minion Necromancer is good. And we're going to see some massive buffs to this patch, and we're going to continue monitoring to make sure that the minion fantasy is really a powerful and compelling one. We also saw that Necromancer was one of the squishier classes. It had a little bit less defensive oomph than we really wanted. And so we've made some updates here to Reap. It's going to give a little bit longer damage reduction, just makes that a little bit more usable for that function. Same with Necrotic Fortitude, gives a little bit more barrier. This is kind of a passive barrier generation, so just a little bit more survivability in that late game. And then the rest of it here is just talking about minion buffs, right? We've got Kalen's Edict, the key passive. This is going to, previously it just gave you attack speed for your minions. Now it's also going to give you bonus multiplicative damage for all your minions. A bunch of the legendaries and uniques that talked to minions, like Ring of Mendeln and Shade Mist, that damage is now properly attributed to your minions rather than the Necromancer themselves, which means if you have bonus Golem damage, for instance, and your Golem triggers Ring of Mendeln, it's now going to benefit properly.
I didn't really play too much Necromancer. I haven't got into that one too much.
Big buffs for those legendaries and uniques.
Yeah, that's a lot of power for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Moving on, we've got next class, we'll talk about the Rogue. I think the Rogue in general was performing pretty well across the board in the PTR. I think we got a lot of positive feedback, like, hey, yeah, Rogue feels great. Like, just,
spin to win.
Yes, spin to win. The Dance of Knives skill in particular.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was really happy with where Dance of Knives landed as the new skill. It found a lot of use in a variety of builds, and people have a lot of fun playing with it. We did notice a little bit of the melee-focused builds with Flurry and Twisting Blades falling behind just a little bit. So a few of our changes here are focused on enhancing the legendaries that talk to those two, Encircling Blades and Blade Dancers. In terms of key passives, we saw Victimize did have a bug that caused its damage scaling to be higher than intended. And so we have fixed that math calculation on how it kind of scales damage based on other damage. Because it was really just a little bit too dominant. And now we think with this update, it'll still be a competitive choice, but it won't completely outshine every other key passive on the Rogue. And some nice little buffs here to Rain of Arrows, just to make it
wasn't really for you.
Imbuement skills. Love me some Rain of Arrows. It's a very flashy skill, especially with all those colors with the imbuments on it. All right, and finally, the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer was definitely the strongest class I think we saw on the PTR by a fair margin.
Just a little bit,
It was quite strong. People were having a lot of fun with Sorcerer builds, especially with the new key passive Enlightenment. And Enlightenment had an issue where it's all about alternating skill casts. So, okay, you cast a fire skill, you cast a lightning skill, you cast a cold skill, and you get these stacks really quickly. Unfortunately, it was stacking up unintentionally from some of those auto casts that we were talking about earlier with Nature's Fury, where when you trigger bonus casts from like Unstable Currents, it was actually ramping up the Enlightenment way too fast. And so we fixed that interaction, but we think, despite that, Enlightenment is still one of the strongest key passives to sort. So it's just brings it down a little bit, but we still think this is going to be a really powerful and compelling new key passive to play with once we go live. Two other changes here with the Flamescar and Oculus uniques. This is kind of adding in this chance to deal double damage affixes for Incinerate and Teleport respectively. This harkens back to what I talked about on the PTR stream, where we're adding these multiplicative damage bonuses into tempering for weapons. And of course, we can't temper onto unique items, but for a lot of the unique items that are about very specific skills, such as Flamescar and Oculus, we've taken a pass to add in some of these affixes that enhance those skills in multiplicative ways to really make sure that Incinerate gets the same benefit from using that unique as opposed to just a legendary that you would temper this affix onto anyway.
It's a massive buff.
Yes, absolutely massive.
Size is like, I like pull out a ruler, like, is it actually?
Is it working?
Incinerate size and teleport size maybe not the most compelling affix. Now you just get some of this multiplicative damage. If somebody wants to make an Oculus build where most of the damage comes from teleport, that's going to be awesome. We'll see if you can manage to make that work.
Yeah, I love that idea. Oh my god.
I already have a build page saved.
Ooh,
yeah.
I'll have to see that. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, once again, I just wanted to thank everyone for all the great feedback. We on the class design team in particular are always reading and listening to feedback on how you're playing the classes, what builds you're finding fun, what things are over or underpowered. We listen to it, we read your feedback, we watch the videos that you make. We really appreciate all of it, and it really helps us to make the game as best as possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Charles, for walking us through all the changes coming for class design. It's actually not all the changes that we saw right here. As Charles mentioned, we do have patch notes actually going live after this stream. And I will caveat, you will see 2.0.1 patch notes, and you'll see 2.0.2 patch notes. So there's 202 and 201. 202 is actually not on like people's PCs yet. You haven't preloaded that. That is going to be the last update you'll need to grab before we jump into launch for Vessel of Hatred. But you will get all the patch notes after the stream, so you can dig through all the class changes that we didn't cover and all the ins and outs of it between now and what we have for PTR. So last but not least, we have rune words. So I think we're going to jump straight into it. So Anthony, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely.
Embargo lifted?
Again,
I don't think
awesome
so.
Feedback.
Not to the 7th.
We got lots of different things that came in.
It won't even be
and we've heard
available to the
multiple
7th.
times in, a couple different things with the rune words that really just people kept repeating over and over again. Really, mostly stemming down to two major issues with the whole system. And so previously we had on the PTR. We had the legendary runes that were a lot stronger, because you want to reach that point eventually to where you get the powerful runes and then you play the game that way. Well, that was kind of outshining a lot of the other possibilities and like the idea that we had with the runes where you're mixing and matching, creating different combinations. So what we are ending up doing now is we are taking that top end and we're going to bring it down. And then on the flip side, the second thing that we heard a lot of is those bottom runes, I don't want to say bottom runes, the magic and rare runes that you find a little earlier, especially those runes of ritual, where those are the ones where you're actually like doing things to gain offering to then invoke those runes of invocation, those powers that you have. Those were intentionally a bit lower so that you have some progress, but it felt like when you get them, it wasn't enough. You didn't get to really feel those runes happen and pop off when you get them. So on the other side, we are taking that bottom end and bringing it up. So together, we're kind of, I don't want to say flattening out, but we are making it a lot more options for the players to really have choices throughout your whole journey rather than just a linear, get the
I'm so glad they changed the runes because people were saying they weren't very good at the beginning.
The focus on this is to also make those utility runes really, really potent and really pop off and a lot more visual things to happen. And then finally, we removed a couple runes that weren't quite meeting our expectations. We have this thing that we say every once in a while, which is like condense the fun, and we want to make that like the ideal situation where we have the runes that we have are the ones that are cool and fun, and not like over bloated with just a bunch of things that don't always like meet those expectations.
Yeah, we want you to have lots of options, and we don't want individual runes or effects to really overshadow everything else. But that does mean that we want to make sure that all the options are really compelling. And so ones that aren't meeting our bar, we just would rather take them out rather than leave them in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're always going to be adding to the rune system.
Of course.
Right? So we want to leave ourselves the space. We didn't want to water down the pool with things like the lightning bolt effect rune. It's like that didn't really have, it was an evolutionary dead ends. We didn't necessarily have any way to juice that up. So we want when a rune drops for it to feel like, oh, there's this new toy I can play with, right?
It's important that every choice in the rune system is meaningful. Like every possible rune you can take or combination, like there's something there, right?
Yeah, you want to feel it for sure, and it doesn't want to be something that you just like, oh, I got this rune, and it's like, well, let me find another one. So, all right, so here's some examples of some of the big outliers. We heard lots of feedback around these two, especially that Warcry rune. So while it was giving berserking to everyone, it was a big power bonus. And so we're going to bring that down a little bit by it's no longer going to give that enhanced version. It's just the baseline version, so it no longer gives berserking to all players. That does mean it still works for barbarians because that is their skill. They should still be able to gain that power as they would expect. And then down with the Yam, which is that Druid Petrify. The rune itself is not changing. What's actually changing is on Druids themselves, their ultimate there is no longer going to give that critical bonus baseline. It's not going to be the enhanced
It's going to be
version.
crazy having
So
like
if
a
you want
druid
that
with
as a druid,
war
you can
cry.
still get that big, powerful critical damage bonus. But now that baseline is going to be that big stun, that big AoE moment that you see everything on the screen freeze, and also just juice you up with a bunch of resource. And this is general like class resource. So unlike what it'll say for the druid is it says their spirit goes up. On the rune, it says it is your resource, so everyone gets this huge, big moment where you can kind of reset.
I think that person thought I was actually playing Diablo today. So they said that the embargo was lifted, ? But I'm not playing.
So
if I'm a sorcerer, it doesn't generate spirit, it generates mana.
yes, you don't just get a second bubble that then fills up with spirit.
Suddenly you're a druid.
That'd be weird. Yeah.
I like that this puts a lot more emphasis on the utility of runes, which is sort of what we had been originally intending, right? Not every choice is going to be a multiplicative damage source. So you should have a lot more options. It's more focused on utility.
Yeah, absolutely.
And stealing other classes' power.
Yeah, obviously multiplicative damage is probably the single strongest thing you can do in an ARPG. And just when we notice these ones were really those ones that are overshadowing every other option, we still think those will find a great niche for the builds that want it, but they won't be the only choice that no one else can use anything else for.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so here's some examples. Again, I want to preface, this is not all of them. There are a bunch of changes. You guys will see them in the patch notes as we had already talked about. But some of the big ones that I wanted to show off here. So Spiritborn Vortex, that's the one that pulls everyone in, you group everything together. That is going to be almost, you're going to be able to get that off almost twice as often as it was before. So you're combine that in with something that has some grindy damage in the middle, and you're going to be just having this pop off all the time. As well as, so we call them sub-powers. Those are things like the Sorcerer Meteorites, or like the Barbarian Earthquakes, those things that happen based on other things, but they create like another power that comes out. We are juicing those up a lot more. So these should be some of the most powerful versions of these sub-powers in the game from these runes. And as you can see here, Meteorites is jumping up a whole bunch, as well as the offering cost is going down, so you're going to be able to summon a lot more of these as well. And then one of the other things I saw feedback was around the Se rune. I don't know exactly how to say it myself. I'll have to ask Jeevan about that after this. But where you summon spirit wolves, and they didn't feel as they didn't feel as impactful because their AI was not as poppy as, like, say, the Necromancer's minions running around a lot more quickly. So we adjusted that,
sit with me?
and so we're gonna have a video coming up here in a second, and we can see. So now you're gonna summon those wolves. They're gonna pop up and do their attack. And if you jump to the next pack, they're gonna jump forward. Except this is gonna happen a lot more frequently than before. So now if you, say, fight that pack, jump to the next one, every time those wolves are going to just keep jumping and keep leaping. And this works in ranged as well. So if you're fighting some enemy over here to the left, and you fight, you attack them, your wolves are going to jump immediately over there. And then if you switch to this other group on the right, those wolves are going to jump across the screen because we've also increased that aggro range as well for that.
Yeah, they feel a lot more responsive, and like, even in that clip, we saw them jump into the pack at basically the same time we did, right?
Yeah.
They are right there with you. They're not lagging behind, and that's always like the worst feeling when, like, hey, some of this thing, where are they? What are they doing?
Like they're
lagging
there
behind.
a mile away.
They're no longer lazy dogs. There.
Yeah, they were tired. They were tired.
Tired little pups, you know? And then here's some examples of those runes of ritual. Again, those are the ones that are generating this offering. And so these are mostly going to be changes to those magic and rare runes, where we've taken that offering they give and we've really knocked it up to be a lot closer to where those legendary versions of these are. And that should hopefully give us a lot more options when it comes to deciding which combination of which runes that we are using. So
It also just means things are a lot more reliable. Like you're actually getting procs way more often with these.
That'd be
procs.
so
You
nice.
actually get to see the fun happen, right? See those effects happen a little bit more often.
Yeah, so tons of rune changes that are coming. And as Anthony mentioned, there's way more details in the actual patch notes themselves, so people can check that out after the stream, along with all the class changes, the system changes, the progression changes. It's all detailed out there for players specifically.
You know, I had one thing, because I think we might have forgotten it, and I'm very concerned about monitor violence.
Oh, yes.
We heard a lot of people wanted to punch their monitors.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
When you get a greater affix on impairment resistance. So,
yeah.
as monitor enthusiasts, we've just removed that from the affix pool.
Yes.
So please don't.
Please don't. Less punching of monitors.
save the monitors, please.
And one thing I do want to call out on RuneWords, we actually, funny enough, we got a lot of feedback about players saying like, hey, we noticed like different art on some of the classic runes that they may have seen from like back in D2. That art has been updated to match what you saw in D2. So
harkens back.
Yes, yeah,
That's cool.
Shout out to the history of runes there for everyone. So thank you guys for jumping into this. And I will say, like, this team is going to be staying vigilant through the launch of Vessel of Hatred with our live ops teams here. Shout out to our live ops team who will be helping us out through multitudes of patches, hot fixes. We're going to be paying attention to the community and hearing all the feedback that players have, and we'll be jumping on a lot of the big things that we do notice and we do want to jump kind of address earlier on, especially right after launch. So our cadence is going to be quick. So do expect that. We'll be posting all notes, all hotfix notes, etc. Whenever they do come up. So thank you guys again for joining us today to talk about the PTR learnings. Next up, we actually are going to start talking about the next season coming to Diablo 4, which is Season 6, and that will actually start with the launch of Vessel of Hatred. We're going to do another quick mic swap, musical chairs thing. Maybe we turn on Benny Hill music or something like that. But we'll be right back here with our next group to talk about Season 6.
Dude, my stomach hurts so bad. I might have to lay back down. I thought I could get through for a while. I just hope that whatever meds I take is gonna make this better. Yeah, it looks like the next part is the seasonal content. So maybe tomorrow we'll watch the seasonal stuff. I think I'm gonna go lay down, guys. I am not feeling good. My stomach hurts so bad this morning. I'm so sorry. But do know that if I'm hoping to get better before the 7th, which is 2.5 days. So I can go hard on Diablo when it comes out and we can have fun together. But I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. I know I'm not supposed to be sorry, but I feel bad because I want to watch that with you guys. I want to enjoy your time together. But either way, I love y'all. I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, she's crappy at crafting, so she's not worth my time.
Wow, don't talk like Miss Sentry about that. Don't
Shit,
talk shit about Miss
get
Sentry.
outta here. She ain't worth it.